Alright, so the microphone's working, we're back on. So these are the decisions that we're making for year 13. So let me just take you back through what's happened so far. Um, so last year, year 12, we ended up not doing so great. Let's actually show you where we ended up. So, not that one. This one, yeah, we had a negative net profit. Not the best. We're high default risk. We're just yeah, not so good. We really kind of blew our marketing expenses out of the water. But after our abysmal first year, we really needed to gain some market share. So those are some of the things that I wanted to go back and show you the change. So we picked up market share here in North America. We lowered our internet price, and that they gave us a big boost in actual in market share on the internet. And then we have a higher price here in North America, but we gained quite a bit of market share. If you want to look at the year 11 versus year 12, so we gained some market share there. They had a stock out in year 11. It looks like they corrected that problem in year 12, so that's good. On Team B, Team B is really blowing it out of the water. And what I've really been focusing on this time around is really looking at this strategy map, and I'm actually going to start making these for the companies that I'm working with and consulting with in real life. Start making strategy maps so we can understand how they compare to their competitors based on the factors that are most important in their marketplace at the time. We can really get into SWOT analysis, but to me, SWOT analysis is really, I mean, it's great internally, but it's not really strategically great unless you understand the landscape and you can start making a strategic map. So I'm going to start getting a little more visual with different companies and just trying to help them see more objectively where they fit so we can plot a strategy. Now with our North American strategy, we're actually going to just sit right here. See how we're right above Team B. So we have a higher price, very slight, and we have a higher quality shoe. So we're just going to kind of stay right here in North America and see how we do and try to just carve out this market. We're almost going head to head with them, and that's fine. Now when it comes down to another market, we'll talk about Europe. Now we thought they built a plant in Europe, but it turns out they didn't build a plant in Europe. They built a plant in Latin America like we did. So there's some smarts. That's all right. In Europe, we have a lower price, as you can see. We have a higher quality shoe. We had a stock out last year. And this is my fault, actually. This is my region. So we're a man down these last 2 weeks. And I ended up changing my role from being in marketing and sales to being the regional manager for Europe and Africa, and also for Asia Pacific. So both of my areas had stockouts. I did anticipate the number of shoes that we sold online. So it really took away the inventory that I had in both areas. As you can see, it didn't fully account for the stockout, but yeah, that really did take away more than I thought it was going to. Plus, we gained a lot more market share than I thought we were going to gain. I actually thought we were going to stay right about the same, and we actually ended up gaining more market share. So that's really good. Now you can see where we're at here on the wholesale. I really haven't changed the strategy for Europe. I think we're just going to stick with the same North American strategy, which is to carve out more market share just by brute force and just to be right above Team B. Now it's different in the next two regions, and that's because we really want to be competitive in the next two regions as the game moves on. So that's really where we're headed. We want to be competitive in Asia Pacific. And as you can see, we didn't really lower our price here at all. We're kind of neck and neck with everybody as far as market share. We made some headway as far as market share. We're not too much because we didn't drop our price too much. We did increase our advertising quite a bit in order to gain that market share. And so as you can see, with our Asia Pacific, we're gonna have a higher quality shoe and keep the same breadth of our line. But we're thinking about, as time goes on, either offering more models or doing something in order to differentiate. We're gonna pilot that this year. Actually, no, you know what? Oh no, sorry. We're piloting that this year in Asia. So we're gonna move we're going to actually create more lines. We're going to be moving up and over from Team B and try to carve out this little space right here in the market. And I don't think we're doing that in Latin America. In Latin America, we actually have less shoes and we're a lower price. So we have a much different strategy in Latin America. It's probably the most different strategy, where we are going to reduce our price, reduce our models, and just really kind of go after a very lean operation to be the cheapest shoe in the region. So as you can see, we slashed our price by quite a bit. We don't have anywhere near as much advertising as everyone else, but it's still giving us great demand and huge market share. We had a big market share jump in Latin America after we dropped our price down. So we're hoping that we can maintain that and grow just a little bit more in Latin America, and then we can start creeping our price up and become more profitable there. Now, the big play for us this year is in private label. So as you can see, we got outbid in private label every year. We got outbid in private label the first year and the second year, and we're hoping we don't get outbid this time. So let's take a look at what we're doing in private label operations. What we're doing is we are bottoming out our price. We're bidding at a loss for every single shoe. And it's interesting. I can't really show you because it took us an hour and some change in order to get these settings in here the way that they're in here. I don't want to change anything, but I'm just going to tell you the story. So we're sitting around talking about our strategy, and we're trying to figure out what we're going to do in the private label. Now, originally we were talking about, pulling a Sam Walton and just like cutting prices way down, or just getting out of the market altogether. When we ran the numbers, what happened is getting out of the market altogether prevents us from running our plant part of the time. So as you can see, we're running our plants in Asia and Latin America pretty much full out for private label production. And what that does is it gives us greater efficiency within our plants. So we have fixed costs in order to start out the plant, and by taking advantage of some of these variable costs and just producing more shoes while the plant is running, it brings down the cost per shoe by quite a bit. So we could actually take this loss per pair of shoes and still be doing better than if we weren't producing shoes at all, which means that we are able to drop the price down low enough that we should get the bid. I mean, and we're also going to test and see the mettle of this other company. Now, company B's been blowing us out of the water in private label since the game began. We're going to see if they're willing to go negative. So we're going to see either they're going to go negative, or we're just going to have a race to the bottom until we run out of efficiency, or they're going to get out of the market entirely, or they're just gonna start doing what we did and start just like not being able to get the contract. So I'm actually willing, depending on what they do, I'm actually willing to drop each one of these prices an additional $2 per shoe, just to make sure that they can't outbid us in the marketplace, and that we can really hit them up. So that's what I'm planning on doing in private label. We're just gonna go rock bottom and try to drive everyone out of the market. We're going to do that for efficiency, and we're going to try to play the rest of the game out and see where we end up with our strategy. So I mean, either it's going to work and we're going to start climbing out of this hole that we're in, or it's not going to work, and we're going to try to figure out another way to win. They call this the business strategy game. It's not. Let me not say that it's not fun. It's fun, but it's tough. It's not an easy game. So I consider myself to be a strategy guy. I like strategy. I read a lot of books on strategy. I listen to a lot of people talk about business strategy, and a lot of what I do has to do with marketing, internet marketing, branding. This is different because it's production. It's an actual shoe company. We're selling physical goods. We have a warehouse, but I feel like this is because it's outside of my wheelhouse. I feel like I'm learning a ton. And it's all good. It's really all good. It's forcing me to look at shipping. It's forcing me to look at warehousing. It's forcing me to really understand accounting. It's forcing me to take into account celebrity endorsements. And speaking of celebrity endorsements, we got Jose Montana. Jose Montana. So we have him for a couple of years representing our company. We got outbid for Tiger Green and Michelle Wee, and I really wanted Michelle Wee. Michelle Wee. If we had both Jose Montana and Michelle Wee, that would have boosted our Latin American celebrity to like 185. It would have been fantastic. Not really giving us much in every other region. So this year we're bidding a lot for Shakira Iglesias. That would actually boost our Latin American presence to 195, and she's also good in Europe, so that's nice. And then we can also get Yi Lin, and that would give us some more Asian appeal, and then also some boost in Europe. So, you know, these couple of celebrities, if we get them, will be awesome. I don't know like what everyone else is willing to bid, so we'll see about that. But yeah, we're interested in these two. We hope we get them, and you know, if not, we're gonna try to get a little Bronco Mars action. Uh, you know, Peyton Mannion's back up, so you know we'll see. We're definitely gonna play the celebrity game. Try to get our shoes on. Who's popular right now? Kardashians. Get our shoes on the Kardashians. Yeah, yeah. Get Ivanka Trump to wear something. I don't know. We'll figure it out. She won't wear anything other than her dad's line, but we'll figure it out. That's really the game though right now. I'm trying to think if there's anything else that I need to show you. But yeah, nope, nothing else I need to show you. Just that's our strategy. We're wrapping it up, and we'll see what happens tomorrow.